Hey everybody, welcome back to the workshop. In today's project video, we're going to be heading back to the lathe. Again, I'm very unfamiliar with the lathe. It's a new tool I'm learning. I have little less than a year's experience, maybe 7 or 8 months practicing on the lathe, and I'm just now getting comfortable to really start trying to film on it. But today we're going to be making a little wooden cup out of some wood I have glued up. In my last lathe video, we actually made this checkerboard goblet, and it turned out real good. So I have once again glued up a bunch of the scrap wood laying around here, and I've already got it mounted to the lathe. I think it's going to look real good, and I actually had to slice off the end here to get everything nice and level so you can actually see what all I've got glued up here. I have in the very heart a piece of OSB board, then a piece of 1/4 inch plywood on each end of it, then 2 pieces of 3/4 inch cedar wood, then another layer of 1/4 inch plywood, and then the final 2 layers, the top and bottom layers, are 3/4 inch pine. But this is actually what's over here mounted on the lathe. So let me get the camera moved and then get my dust respirator and my face shield on, and we'll get started. And we're going to begin by getting the block into a true round form so we can start putting designs in it and hollowing it out. And I'm sure you can see the sawdust is all blowing one day. I have a very nice fan blowing on me. The shop is extremely hot here in June and July and August months, and especially right here in the south of North Carolina. But going through it here, and I was surprised that the OSB board turned exceptionally well, better than I thought it would. I'm gonna move the bar here. I can get a little closer and really start getting it into the full round shape. Now that it's round, I'm gonna take the tailstock off so we can start hollowing it out. I'm going to turn my light on where it'll shine down in it, where I can really see what I'm doing, and just start hollowing it out. Just using my different tools here to get it started good, and then continuing with just hollowing it out. I'm not going for nothing fancy with this. I'm just going for a cup. I think the layers of wood is going to speak for itself, so I'm not really worried about doing an overly complicated design. And as you can see there, I've already got it to the depth I want, and I've actually got it marked with a pencil there. And I'm going to start adding a few decorative details and getting it to its final shape. And I actually used the cutoff tool to actually start the cutting off part so I'd know how far down to work with the base. And if you guys see me doing something wrong, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm still learning how to use all of the lathe tools properly and learning what each one does. And at this point, I'm satisfied with how it looks, and I'm going to move on to sanding with a rough sandpaper, and then I'm going to move on to finer grits. And if you guys like what you're seeing, I will encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay updated with all of my future uploads, and also follow me on Instagram at Artisan Pirate. Here we are, just going through some grits, and I really love these sanding sponges. They really get in the nooks and crannies, and you can just squish it into the bowl part there and really get everything sanded up nice and smooth. And then I go to a finer grit sanding sponge for a little bit, and now we're just going to release the piece from the rest of the blank. with the parting tool here. And only thing that'll be left to do once it's apart from the rest of the blank is sand the bottom of it flat, and the project will be completed. And here we have the completed cup, fresh off the lathe. I think it sanded up real good. I did step over off camera to the belt sander and sanded that nub off the bottom so that it would sit flat on a surface. I think it turned out real good. I really like how the OSB board and the 1/4 inch layers pop in this project, and also the cedar and the pine give it a nice contrast. I think it looks good from any angle you look at it. Again, I'm no expert wood turner. Again, about 6-7 months practice, maybe 8, give or take a month, but I'm still learning what each of the chisels are capable of, and I'm still now learning how to sharpen them properly and keep them sharp in between projects. But I hope you guys really like this project. I'm probably just going to put a few coats of spray lacquer on it, because for me it's never going to hold a liquid or a drink, but for me it's going to be real good to hold pocket change. Think it turned out real good. That's about all for this video, guys. Remember, guys, if I can make it, you can make it. I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.